Eating 3 to 4 eggs every day is a habit that lots of people find a little intense, and you can see why. For decades, eggs have been all over the place in nutrition debates. One minute, they're a cholesterol bomb that will clog your arteries. And the next, they're a superfood packed with everything you need. So, what really happens to your body when you consistently eat this many eggs? Well, the truth is far more balanced than the myths. It's not a miracle cure, but it's definitely not a health disaster either. It's a mix of real benefits, a few things to consider, and how it all fits with your personal health. Understanding this helps you make your own smart choice, instead of just following old, outdated advice. The very first thing you'll notice is the surge of high-quality protein. A single egg has about 6 to 7 grams of complete protein. That means it has all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own, which are crucial for repairing muscles and keeping your body running smoothly. So if you're active, lift weights, or just want to hold on to your muscle mass as you get older, this daily egg habit can seriously support your goals. Plus, a lot of people report feeling fuller for much longer after an egg-based breakfast. That's the protein at work again. Slows down digestion and keeps your blood sugar stable, which is a huge help in cutting down those mid-morning cravings for snacks you don't really need. This feeling of satiety is one of the most practical, day-to-day benefits people experience. But eggs are so much more than just protein. The yolk is where the real magic happens, knits like a tiny, nutrient-packed powerhouse. When you're eating 3 or 4 eggs a day, your intake of essential vitamins and minerals goes way up. We're talking about nutrients people often miss out on. For example, eggs are one of the best natural sources of choline. You might not hear about choline much, but it's vital for your brain, your nerves, and your liver health. Most adults actually don't get enough of it in their diet, and eggs are an incredibly easy way to fill that gap. And it doesn't stop there. Yolks also contain vitamins A, D, E, and K, a bunch of B vitamins, selenium, and 2 powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These 2 are amazing for protecting your eyes and can help reduce the risk of age-related vision problems. So, while some people are still scared of the yolk because of cholesterol, throwing it away means you're missing out on most of the good stuff. Of course, we have to talk about cholesterol. This is the big one. For years, we were all told that eating eggs would skyrocket our blood cholesterol and wreck our heart health. But modern research tells a much different story. We now know that for most people, the cholesterol you eat in food doesn't automatically translate to higher cholesterol in your blood. Your liver is smart, naturally adjusts how much cholesterol it produces based on your diet. For the majority of healthy people, eating 3 to 4 eggs a day won't cause a dangerous spike in your LDL or bad cholesterol. In fact, some studies even show it can help raise your HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clear out the bad stuff. However, there's a small group of people called hyperresponders. Their cholesterol levels do go up more than average when they eat cholesterol-rich foods. It's not common, but it's a real thing. The only way to know for sure if you're in this group is to get a blood test after making eggs a regular part of your diet for a few months. People with certain health conditions, like diabetes or existing heart disease, or those with a strong family history of high cholesterol, do need to be more careful. Some studies suggest that for people with diabetes, a high egg intake could be risky, but it often depends on the rest of the diet. In many of those studies, the eggs were eaten with processed meats, fried foods, and tons of saturated fat. That's a very different picture from eating eggs as part of a balanced meal. If you're in a higher risk category, it doesn't mean you have to ban eggs, but you should definitely talk to your doctor and keep an eye on your numbers. Personalization is everything. And that brings me to another crucial point. How you cook your eggs matters a lot. Boiled, poached, or air-fried eggs are a world away from eggs fried in a pool of butter and served with bacon, sausage, and cheese. The eggs themselves are healthy, but when you pair them with high-sodium processed foods or cook them in tons of oil, You're turning a nutrient-dense meal into a calorie and saturated fat bomb. The people who get the most benefits from eating eggs daily are the ones who prepare them thoughtfully, maybe with some spinach, avocado, or a slice of whole grain toast. It's not just about how many eggs, but also what else is on your plate. Let's also think about the calories. 3 large eggs are about 210 to 240 calories. 4 eggs are closer to 300. By themselves, that's a perfectly reasonable amount for a meal. If you're swapping out a sugary cereal or a morning pastry for eggs, they can be a great tool for weight management. But if you read just adding them on top of your usual diet without making any other changes, those extra calories could lead to slow and steady weight gain over time. So, it's not the eggs themselves making you gain weight. It's the total calories. Another huge benefit we touched on earlier is the protection for your eyes and brain. Lutein and zeaxanthin in the yolk act like internal sunglasses, helping to filter out harmful blue light and reduce oxidative stress in your eyes. People who get enough of these antioxidants have a lower risk of macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss as we age. And choline is just as important for your brain. It supports memory, learning, and concentration. While eggs won't magically make you a genius, a steady supply of choline helps maintain long-term brain health. For pregnant women, choline is even more critical for the development of the baby's brain and nervous system. A quick word on food safety. If you're eating this many eggs, you'll want to handle them properly. Keep them in the fridge, toss any cracked ones, and cook them thoroughly, especially if you have a compromised immune system, are elderly, or are pregnant. The risk of salmonella is low these days, but it's always better to be safe, especially if you love a runny yolk. So, can you overdo it on the nutrients in eggs? Generally, no. While eggs do contain fat-soluble vitamins, you'd have to eat an extreme amount to reach toxic levels. The real risk of a nutrient imbalance usually comes from the rest of your diet, not enough fiber, too many processed foods, or too much saturated fat. When eggs are part of a diet rich in fruits, veggies, and whole grains, they fit in perfectly. Today, major health organizations like Harvard's School of Public Health agree that eggs can be part of a healthy diet. The focus has shifted from limiting dietary cholesterol to limiting saturated fat. So while official guidelines might mention 1 egg a day as a typical average, that doesn't automatically mean that 3 or 4 are harmful. It just means the research on higher intakes is more dependent on your individual body and overall lifestyle. So, to sum it all up, here are some practical tips. If you want to eat 3 or 4 eggs a day, try boiling, poaching, or air frying them to keep added fats low. Pair them with fiber-rich foods like vegetables and whole grains, not processed meats. And if you have any health concerns, just get your cholesterol checked after a few months. A simple blood test will give you a personalized answer that no general advice ever could. In the end, the story of eating 3 to 4 eggs a day isn't black and white. For many healthy people, it can be a fantastic way to boost protein, feel fuller, and get essential nutrients for your brain and eyes. For others, it might require a bit more caution. The true impact depends on your activity level, your cooking habits, and what else you eat. Eggs aren't heroes or villains. They're just a powerful, nutrient-rich food that can be incredibly good for you when eaten with a little thought and balance. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. See you in the next one.